Hey friends and fans, Christy from Happy and Healthy TV with you guys tonight. Filming another day of 100 Days of a Girl with Lyme documentary video. Today is day 27. Today's topic is advocacy. I wanted to share a personal story with you guys about quite a lot of advocacy work that I had to do today and that I'm doing for other Lymies out there. Excuse me. Really exciting stuff. That and a story of perseverance. I like to share inspirational stories. So I had quite an interesting day today. I woke up this morning with my mouth looked like I swallowed a golf ball or was chewing on lifted on the side of my mouth. Turned out I had like a really bad dental abscess and some other things going on. It took me 8 hours and phone calls to 12 different doctors, like 12. It was ridiculous. Just for me to get dental clearance, for me to go get my teeth cleaned and to go get this abscess taken care of. The point I want to make with this is that I did not give up. I did not back down. I was told to go to the ER I don't know how many times. First of all, the ER is not going to clean my teeth, nor, the only thing they would have done was perhaps sent me home with antibiotics. I do see a cardio and electrophysiologist for complications I've had from my heart from Lyme. Cardio did not want to clear me to go get my teeth cleaned. I thought that was ridiculous. I have a really good relationship with my electrophysiologist. I gave him a call. Fortunately, he was like, I'll override regular cardio. Thank you, Dr. Roshbaugh, for doing that for me today. I appreciate it. So that got the ball rolling with that. My obstetrician was like, yeah, we'll let you go, but you really should go to the ER. Hello, I work in healthcare. Again, I know that was not going to do anything. So I was very determined today. My son had a dance recital at school today, which he was doing a lead role in, which I was super proud of him for. So I promised him I was going. Mom was not going to miss it. So wound up showing up there. So cool. Ran into two of my dearest friends who I grew up with, who used to live across the street from me when I was a kid, who I'm still very close with, one of whom happens to be a nurse, who I just absolutely love to pieces. And, excuse me, guys, she was actually with me part of the time I was making these phone calls. So I'm literally watching my son do his recital, watching his best friend, his two best friends actually, who were in a different class, doing their recitals, tape them for other moms, who were not able to be there. And, I was able to do that. And it was really funny because, yeah, I still live in the same district I did when I was growing up. So I see a lot of people I know when I go to my son's school. So it's so funny. Everybody is walking up to me like, "Oh, Christy, how are you doing? What is going on with your mouth?" Like, people couldn't believe I'm running a fever. They're like, "What are you doing here?" Wasn't gonna miss Jaden. So, people came up to me. They're like, "Dude, you like have balls." Forgive my language, but um, no, I was just very determined, like I always am. I promised my son something. I have to follow through. It's very important to me. I think as a parent, one of the most important things I've learned is to obviously love your children, discipline them, obviously take care of them, but always show up. So if I make a promise I'm going to be somewhere. You had to see my son's face. He knew mom was not doing so hot this morning and was so happy to see me. So not only did I stay out of the hospital, but was able to go get my teeth taken care of. And fortunately, I had a credit from my dentist because my insurance on disability does not cover dental, unfortunately, um, to be able to get some stuff taken care of that needed to be taken care of. So yay! My mouth is all like nice and happy and clean again, which was driving me nuts. Did get reprimanded from my dentist, which was interesting. Although he was awesome. Why haven't you been here in so long? Sorry, sweetie. I've been in and out of the hospital like 60 times and counting. We lost count at 60 in the past 5 years. Unfortunately, everything else took a back seat to things. I maintained my child's dental care, was not maintaining my own, whatever the case being. So the good news is with that, my dentist was actually more privy to Lyme than most of my physicians are, which I thought was kind of interesting. Um, I have periodontitis from from having Crohn's disease and vomiting a lot. I always brush my teeth after, I throw up, of course. It's just gross not to. But it wore off the enamel on some of my teeth. And of course, when you have one autoimmune problem, you usually wind up riddled with bad bacteria in your mouth. So I do also take an oral probiotic specifically for obviously oral health and keeping bad bacteria away. But it was so funny. You should have seen me last night. I was like literally eating raw garlic. Raw garlic has allicin in it, which is more potent than any antibiotic under the sun. So I'm eating that, burning the crap out of my mouth, which is fine. I have no problem doing that. I found a really good recipe for anybody who has periodontitis. It's actually garlic mixed with raw local honey, which fortunately nutritionist me had both of those things on hand. So I used that last night after I brushed my teeth. That helped out a lot. So anybody that has gone through something like that or is going through something like that can actually heal that issue. I'm finally able to talk now, and the little golf ball looking like thing that was on the side of my mouth has gone down. The swelling finally went down from that. So thank goodness for that. But again, advocacy, because if I would have not stuck my ground with the 12 phone calls I had to make just to get into the dentist today, I would have probably still been sitting in the stupid ER. They would have made me wait, maybe given me an antibiotic, still wouldn't have given me clearance to the dentist, and then sent me home on my merry way without doing what I knew needed to be done. So, very, very, very thankful for that. So, my rule always is, to be polite, which I was. I'm always thankful when people help me out. But at the same time, what is it saying? Be nice until it's time not to be nice anymore. That applied today for sure. I just refused to take for no for an answer, and it wound up working itself out. So, thank God for that. Another cool law of attraction story or inspirational story. Lyme Me had a lot of medical expenses this past month, for the past several months actually, and quite a lot of things going on with my son, with extracurricular stuff and whatever, whatnot, what have you. All good. I love the law of attractions thing. You visualize a check coming in the mail, and they come in the mail, and this happens to me all the time. I love when this happens. Wound up getting a check from my student loan company. Now, mind you, I graduated from 4 different schools. Columbia University, I did an integrative program in nutrition. Graduated that in 2007. Paid that loan off a long time ago, and that was my big one. As you can imagine, Ivy League school is not cheap. Um, let's see, what other schools did I go to? The Clayton College of Natural Health, which is where I obtained my bachelor's degree in science and holistic nutrition. So that was my first degree. That school's paid off. And the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, which was like another $12,000 that I had paid off. Excuse me, guys. For my 2 years of attending that school. Plus, I got a scholarship to go for free for the third year. So fortunately, I did not have to pay for that, so that was fantastic. But, this was all paid before I was 30. I made sure I paid my student loans off. I had one loan that was remaining from the community college that I initially went to, where I got my associate's degree in social work and psychology. So it was my initial major. That was not paid off, but I don't know if anybody else is aware of this. If you are on disability and you have a federal student loan, my other 3 were not federal, they discharged most of that loan, which was amazing. I did not know about that program. My sister-in-law had actually told me about it, who actually also suffers from Lyme disease, one of my sisters-in-law. I don't want to reveal her name for privacy reasons. Anyway, yeah, so that got discharged. I picture a check coming in the mail, and I'm opening up like all these medical bills that I had. And all of a sudden there's this what looks like the bill, but it was actually a check. So I won't divulge what was left in my bank account, but being on SSD, is not desirable, especially when you're used to making 6 figures. So I had, and you've spent like 50 grand on Lyme treatment for the past 5 years. It kind of kills your bank account a little bit. Anybody with Lyme will tell you this. I was so thankful for this check. Opened it up, was able to cash that. So that was funny. Pictured another check coming in the mail. What comes in the mail? A royalty check for my first book. I love royalty checks. They're like little Christmas presents. I get them a couple of times a year. Excuse me, guys. So as I'm working on new books, it's always inspiring to me to know, you can make money from that. Authors only make between $1 to $2 per copy of a book, and this is with a publishing contract. Mind you, I'm not self-published, and my book has done very well, but if I'm not out there promoting it, obviously, it's not going to do quite as well. I've been fortunate enough to have some great experience with being able to do promotion, so, so there's some things that I have going on that are upcoming, so, advocacy, and then also positivity. So I've just been very empowered, very positive, and doing a lot of law of attraction videos and podcasts and things like that. And that's, for me, it's always invaluable. Trying to get your mind right and get yourself set up on that, I think, is just so important, especially when you have a bad Lyme day. So I took my day, and as I like to do, I took my lemons and turned them into lemonade, and was able to really kind of turn things around. So I'm very thankful for that. My son was happy. I was happy. Did not wind up in the hospital. Obviously, I'm coming to you from my bed, as opposed to being stuck somewhere. I would have probably been still sitting there again and not been able to do anything. Same thing with royalty check slash thank you for whoever sued my student loan company and did a class action suit, because I was not expecting that check at all whatsoever. So, um, fortunately, I can put that away for some things that I need, and so on and so forth. So, very, very thankful tonight for that. Also, want to give a shout out to Little Llamas Ministry, down in Florida, who's helping me out with some things that I have going on right now. A fabulous organization that, again, helping out people with different concerns. I won't go into what, but you can certainly look them up. And since they were helping me out, what did I offer to do? I like to pay it forward. I did offer to do an in-service for them for new moms for nutrition, and as well as people who, for prenatal care for nutrition, which I'm an expert on both of those topics. I've studied adolescent development and fetal development and so forth in my career. Those are two of my specialties. So really cool. Um, Also, another cool thing, decluttering stuff. This came up with a lot of my Lyme patients this week, or Lyme friends this week, in my support groups, talking about, it's a tough time cleaning up and things like that. We've been doing a lot of spring cleaning over here lately, for several different reasons. Again, won't go into all of them. Obviously, I just like to keep things clean, and I'm very, very organized. I have OCD. I'm like one of those people that I like color code my bills. It's really, really funny. Anyway, so I love getting rid of things. It's good feng shui, as they say. And, just decluttering is like, I don't know, it's like a therapeutic thing to me. So, um, we're going room by room, working on doing that. So my son, doing this as part of his chores. He's helping me out with that, which has been great. So he's earning a little extra money on the side from mom, which is always a great thing for him. So he can put that away for whatever he'd like to do. In addition to the fact that I donated a ton of stuff this week and continue to do so. And the rest of it I've been selling on like OfferUp and things like that. A lot of cool stuff. So was able to get rid of that. If anybody needs crutches and a walker, I am not in need of these things anymore. I typically use a rollator if I need to use stuff, but I have crutches and a walker in which were never used. For somebody who's about the height of between 5'6" to 5'8". So if anybody does need those items, please let me know. I'm donating them. If I don't hear from somebody by the end of this week or next week, I will go ahead and bring those down to a local church or to an organization that I'm familiar with, in my area that helps people out who have disabilities. So please give me a shout out if that's something that you need. I'm not in need of those things, at this point. Like I said, they're just kind of sitting around. I'd like to get rid of them. So that's another cool thing. Another thing I'm getting rid of, just to throw this out there, I had a really dear friend of my ex-husband's, excuse me, who actually bought me an automatic cat uh, cleaner litter box thing. And my cat's been sick for a while. You guys know this. We're just keeping her comfortable at this point, and I'm thankful for being able to do at least that for her. She deserves at least that, so she's doing the best she can. But she decided she did not like this litter box. She's used to all natural litter. She's had the same litter box since I got her, since she was a baby. It's really cute. It's like heart shaped and stuff. Anyway, um, so she'll only go to the restroom in there. The other box, she decided that she wanted to go to the bathroom outside of it. I was like in love with this thing. It is super cool. It was like a $300 self-cleaning cat litter box. The thing is still in the box. She literally used it once. I sanitized the thing, put it back in the box. If anybody would like that, pay me shipping costs for it. I can go ahead and send that out to you. Cat cleaning cat litter is toxic, more or less. There's a lot of ammonia in cat urine, unfortunately. Um, and pregnant me can smell that like a bloodhound now. So I've always kept my cat's litter box extraordinarily clean. Now I'm like cleaning the thing out like 3 times a day, just because. So, anyway, instead of her having issues where she was urinating outside of her litter box, unfortunately, for a while. So anyhow, that thing is great. It's made by a company called Pet Care. It came directly from Petco. Really cool product. So getting rid of that as well. So feng shui going on over here. A lot of self advocacy lately, and just a lot of really cool stuff. Looking forward to continuing to do that. But the main message I had today was, just kind of keep it moving. You have somebody telling you something, especially a physician, that you feel like is not correct. I'm lucky in the end, my doctors were able to stick up for me. My dentist apologized when I got there today. He's like, it's a liability issue. I'm in healthcare. I get it. Um, but at the same time, listen, I know the lay of the land at this point. So anybody that knows me knows I despise the hospital. And anything I can do to remain out of there is always my goal. I have way too much stuff to do in the next couple of days to be sitting in a hospital twiddling my thumbs and not being able to get care. So, anybody else with Lyme knows this. So, I just wanted to put that out there. I have a couple more videos to film for you guys as we're making a close to Lyme Disease Awareness Month. So, I would like to go ahead and get some other videos filmed with some news that's going on out there. One thing, shout out to my girl Amanda up in Canada today. She had a meeting with their government body up there, up in Manitoba, and was able to actually get a healthcare advocacy board that she belongs to start looking at alternative options for Lyme disease testing. Really amazing, and they're looking to use Dr. Horowitz's MSEDS guide. If you're familiar with Dr. Horowitz, you know what his MSEDS guide is. If you are not, you can check out either one of his books, either Why Can't I Get Better or How Can I Get Better. They both have his 16-point MSEDS checklist in it. I believe that should be used at any physician's office. It's just simply a clinical checklist to see if somebody would potentially have Lyme, and then he directs you in terms of where you should get tested for that. So all kinds of good stuff. I do apologize, guys. I'm getting a lot of messages. I usually tend to get messages at this time at night, as most of you know. So I'm really glad that all of these things are coming into play. So yay! Love when we have a good day and things get done. And again, really excited for some stuff coming up. And was really excited to see my son today, who did phenomenal. I love watching him dance. He really he's got it when it comes to that. He's very athletic, but that kid can do a robot like better than anybody I've ever seen. I'm not being biased. Like, if he gets a lot of compliments. So you hear me talk about Jaden a lot. He's obviously the light in my life. So he's just amazing. So it was just really great to see him and be able to support him with that. He's got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So I've just kind of been focusing on all that and just doing my mom thing. And they're just really excited. Shout out to my girl Dina this past week, who did some body painting for me, which was really cool, while we were at an air show on the beach, which was amazing. So I really appreciate her for that. And yeah, just staying in that positive place. So advocacy, positivity, lots of law of attraction, coolness. Picturing checks coming in the mail that just wind up coming. Just life is good. All right, everyone. We'll be going ahead and putting out some more information on Lyme in the next couple of days as we make a close to the month. Hope everybody is having a great night or day wherever you're coming to me from. And take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.